Oh, he got me. He got me. He doesn't like it. This is Mr. Lord. He's just loafed up on the floor having a bit of a chill. Sometimes chews on the rug a little bit. No chewing the rug. We caught ya chewing on the rug. This is now the second video I'm making in a small little series about a local DJ. Starts a monthly club night with no following. Local DJ being myself, Joseph. I'm based here in Melbourne, Australia. The club night is called Freestyle Dance Party, and it's happening at Wheat, Wine and Whiskey Bar on Smith Street in Collingwood. I just did a video about 2 weeks ago explaining everything that has happened up until this point. So if you are interested and you are just coming across this, you can check that video out. But this video is going to be a continuation on from where I got to last. So it has been 2 weeks now, I believe, since the last video. A lot of stuff has happened. There's a lot of progress. No, the events are not sold out. We don't have a massive brand. We haven't worked it. We're not marketing geniuses. None of that. But we have learned some valuable lessons. We've made some progress in the past 2 weeks. So I'm going to jump into going over what has sort of happened so far, where we're up to. The event today is the Wednesday. So the event is in 2 days. So it's the 19th today, I believe. So tomorrow we're going to bump the venue in. Tonight, I'm going to do something that's very, very scary. As talking from the last video, we're trying to work out some promotion tactics on how to promote a brand new event that has no following, and we're trying to work out how to do it in 2024. We're trying to work that out. And a big thing I have learned is about the branding and the promoting and what you're selling. Now, I'm going to get into that. You're not necessarily selling the music. You're selling, I guess I'm selling myself at this point in a completely legal way. I'm selling myself as the promoter. I'm selling people want to come because of your energy. They want to come because of your vibe. That's why people want to come at this point. So the idea is that I'm promoting this at the moment, trying to get people to come down, to take trust in me, to give faith in me that this is going to be a good night and it is going to be everything I say it is. So tonight, I am actually going down to the venue after I finish filming this video with some flyers that I had made up. I had these flyers made up of our next gig here. So this is our flyer. So this is our cool little artwork we've got. You can see this over on our Instagram and on our TikTok as well, which we've just started, which I'll get into a bit later on. This is the little artwork that we've got. So I've actually got a bunch of these flyers printed with a QR code on the back. You can scan it off the screen. So I'm actually going to go old school down to the venue tonight and just basically stand out the front of the venue and try and make up small talk with people, which is extremely scary because I'm very, I would say, semi-introverted person. I'm basically just going to stand out the front and just try and look approachable and just be like, hey, you guys into house music? Or what type of music you guys into? Or do you like, what are you up to this Friday night? And just basically trying to pitch it as I'm a local DJ trying to start an event. And I'm trying to start something, special. And I think just hopefully by showing my passion and by showing my love through just connecting genuinely with people on the street, that hopefully it shines through. Now, I've got 100 of these printed. I've already dropped 20 of them off to the venue. If I get through 10 of these tonight, I'll be extremely surprised, as it is quite scary. It is quite scary just going out to talk to people. So anyway, we'll get to more of that at the end. Let's get into a bit of an update as to where we are at with it. Since we last spoke, or since I last recorded a video, the event has been launched. So I just showed you the flyer, but we've launched the event. It's on the 21st of February, so it's in 2 days' time. It's with 2 guests. I've got 2 special guest DJs. So the first one is a good friend of mine and who's actually doing some really good dub techno / tech house hybrid stuff at the moment, Dan Gould. You can check his stuff out everywhere. Discog, Beatport, Bandcamp, Instagram, Dan Gould. So he's just releasing a lot of stuff on Berg Audio, which is a dub techno label pretty much, and it's a massive label at that, so really stoked to have him involved. The other guest we're having playing, so he's going to open up first, playing deep dubby sort of stuff. Second of all, we've got here in Melbourne, Australia, we've got a club called Revolver nightclub, and it's been going since the 90s. I'm not exactly sure when, but it's been going since the 90s. One of the longest standing residents for Revolver nightclub is a DJ called Ransom. He's also one of the pioneering hip-hop DJs in Australia as well. So he plays basically everything. He can do everything from turntablism hip-hop all the way to mixing jungle and breaks to playing house, disco, funk. So he's an over-the-top, well-versed DJ. Most people play on CDJs today, but because we're really trying to push the vinyl thing, he's actually making some effort to go to his storage container and get his old vinyls that he hasn't played in ages. And he's going to bring them along and play a vinyl set for us of all of his old stuff. And some of the genres he was trying to talk to me about the other day, I just said to him straight out, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, we think like, oh, deep house is cool. He was just saying some of these genres. He's like, oh, it's a side genre from Africa that does. And I was like really inspired to get information from him. So not only talking to him is inspiring, but having him playing on the night, I think is going to be great. So we've launched the event. We've got the artwork that I showed you. Dan Gould's opening first. Ransom, who's an old, well-respected DJ from Melbourne, is playing. And then myself, I'm playing last. And I'm going to try and put myself into a regular slot of playing last, just in case the party is completely empty and we have to shut early. All the other people get to play. So the venue, Wheat, Wine and Whiskey, where we're holding our event, the owner of the venue, Remy, legend, really nice guy. We're building a friendship as we go along and a business relationship. It's his baby, that place. He's been running it for about a year. It's only been open for about a year. He's renovated it. He's put his heart and soul into it. So he's very passionate about it. And I would like to say he can sense a bit of passion in me as well, which is great. And we've only formed this relationship just through me wanting to put a gig on and him having the space. And we've kind of been building a relationship since then. So Remy gave me a call maybe a week ago, and I've really been pushing, as I said in the last video, having people not turn up really took a bit of a toll on me. And so I was really putting a lot of pressure on myself for this one to try and get it right. And he called me and he said, look, he was really cool about it. He said, look, this is going to take time. Every week or every couple of weeks, there's a new event popping up around Melbourne. There's a new gig, there's a new DJ, there's a new something popping up. And he goes, the ones that stand the test of time are usually the ones that flourish. So, you know, a lot of parties come in, they all guns blazing, they do 2-3 parties and sort of maybe lose all their money, or they've gone too big, too quick, or whatever. So he says, you just have to stick through it while the times are tough. It was really nice for him to say that to me. And he said, look, obviously we would like to get the place busy, but you know, if the next gig isn't as busy, let's go back to the drawing board and keep working on this. He goes, I'm sure by your 5th or 6th gig, you should start to get this going. Let's try and keep costs down and keep working hard and getting this established over the next 6 months. And I just thought, how good is that? From what I'm explaining, how this is such a new thing for me. And he's not all thinking about money. He's thinking about long-term. He's thinking about if this can grow and be established, it's going to grow to being something bigger than just, you know, a quick few gigs of money. So Pride Week was just on here in Melbourne last weekend. And he mentioned me that there's a local promoter from Collingwood that is running a party there on Sunday night at the end of Pride Week. So there's a big parade all through Collingwood. Remy, the venue owner, said you should come down and meet Jerry, the promoter that runs Bruno, really established promoter. He's sold the entire venue out, 250 tickets at $30 each. Whoa, you know, we're struggling to get 20 or 30 people through the door. Like, who is this guy? I would love to meet him. So myself and my partner go down to Wheat, Wine and Whiskey on the Sunday night, and it's chockers. It's outdoor, people lining up. Because we usually just have the music down in the basement. He had DJs on the ground level. He had people upstairs. He had the projection signs coming out of the venue out across the road, and there was disco balls, and wow. Really, like, he had the budget for it because he was just doing such a great job. Fortunate enough, we even got in. We actually had to message Remy, and Remy kind of had to swindle the promoter to let us in, and we got in. And yeah, obviously being Pride Week, it was predominantly gay and lesbian inside, which was also such an amazing vibe. Everyone was partying properly. Everyone was so respectful. There was no just bullshit. There was no macho bullshit. It was just such a nice vibe. The vibe was just absolutely spot on, and we were hanging out, we were dancing, we felt comfortable, we felt safe. So I ended up meeting Jerry, the promoter, very briefly, just as he finished playing. Just quickly introduced myself. Hey, I'm Joseph. I'm running once a month gig here, Freestyle Dance. You know, I'd love to pick your brain and get a bit of mentoring, or just take you out for a coffee and sort of learn a little bit about how you've got to where you are. And he said, look, mate, super busy at the moment, obviously with the gig. And I said, look, quickly give me your number and I'll text you. I got his number, let him chill for about a week, and this was only 2 days ago. I texted texted him saying, "Hey Jerry, Joseph here. I'd love to take you out for a coffee next week and pick your brain about your gig and stuff, and maybe even potentially look at booking you to come and play some warm-up sets for us. And would love to, just sort of learn from you a bit. You're local. You've been doing gigs here. You've got a big pool behind. It would be great to get you involved." And he messaged me back saying, "Yep, cool. Would love to catch up for a coffee next week." So I think at this point, I'm going to try really hard to get him involved and just try and learn, because something I've really noticed and learned the hard way, and it keeps you humble and it checks your ego, is that I'm no one. As soon as you swallow that pill, it really makes you realize, okay, you're off your high horse now. Now we have to build that up. We have to grow that. We have to get better and grow. So once I've understood now, the bit of the wake-up call from going to that gig was that I'm no one. I'm no one isn't in a bad way, just being realistic. I don't have a following there. I can't put my name on a flyer and bring people. So I need to get more involved in that scene, that street, that area. There's no point me, being friends with people over here. I need to know that there's going to be a crew from that area that are keen to come down on a Friday night. Is the only way I'm going to be able to get this to work. Which brings me to another learning lesson. Booking DJs. Sure, I'm sure anyone that DJs that watches this, you're probably like, if you gave them to book DJs, they'd know exactly, all their favorite artists they've always wanted to book. And I kind of thought that as well at the start. But I'm realizing that Melbourne is kind of funny. There's south side and there's north side. It's kind of a weird little divide. There's about 20 minutes by car in between, even 15 minutes between. But it's a slight little bit of a divide. North side don't really go south. South don't really go north. I have no opinion on it. It's just my understanding, because I live in the south, but I'm running this party in the north. And so I've been booking DJs from this gig I'm running now. As much as I love these guys and I'm a super big fan of them, they are from the south side. So by booking them means that any crew, majority of their crew is going to want to come from the south side. So you're running a party in the north side with south side DJs trying to get a south side crew over there. That's something that needs to be addressed. Coming back, how inspired I was from catching up with Jerry, who runs Bruno, it's made me realize I need to grow my network there. I need to be booking DJs from there. I need to be talking to people from there. There's nothing wrong with still booking every now and then DJs from South, but if you want to get this to grow and have people coming there, you need to by luck or by plan, or most likely by luck, have it where people want to go there to see their friends. The formula to get to there, I believe, is going to be booking local DJs from that street, from that area. Because everywhere has its little pockets. So I'm really keen for this Saturday night, but I'm definitely going to be a bit more proactive now with maybe not necessarily booking the exact DJ with the exact sound that I 100% want. There's still a lot of amazing, great DJs that I'm yet to discover as good of a job as the ones from Southside, but in Northside, and they have friends that'll want to come and they'll help promote it. So it just makes sense, get more involved in that scene. It's a big learning curve. That's what brings me to this evening's activities. So this evening's activities is going to be, as I said, taking the flyers down to the venue, standing out the front, having a bit of chat, trying to just get a bit of face-to-face contact happening. So I've been reading this book, not to get all like book club on this place, but I've been reading this book. I went for a holiday. I went for a couple of days away to a place called Daylesford, which is about an hour and a half out of Melbourne. And I was in an opportunity shop or a thrift shop, however you call it. And this book for $2 came up. It was literally staring me in the face. It says, "Start before you're ready." It was just up on a bookshelf and it was just jumping out at me. So I literally grabbed it. I almost finished it. And I'm not a big book reader. I'm definitely not. This book really resonated with me. And it's weird as that sounds. So it's by a guy called Mick Spencer. He's an Australian entrepreneur who runs On The Go, I think, is an online sports merchandise company. So he's written this book basically outlining a bunch of entrepreneurial stuff. And I know when you're doing endeavors like I'm doing, sometimes you lean into this a little bit. There was a really good page. So I'm obviously very nervous about going tonight to talk face to face with people on the street. I'm shit scared. It's not something I'm used to. I'm out of my comfort zone. I'm shit myself. So I was reading something from this book, and now I'm not going to sit here and read forever, but I wanted to just read a little bit. There's this one page, and I've even highlighted some stuff here, and it literally is just titled Rejection. So I'll just read a couple small things out of it that I really enjoyed the pointers. Getting rejected is a natural part of the progress. To make things happen, you need to put yourself out there, make big asks, and accept that not everything will come back with a nice yes. So this is all relating to me putting myself out there, sharing these flyers around, because it's just not something I'm comfortable with doing. The goal isn't to avoid rejection. It's to collect as much rejection as you can, to put yourself out there so much that you're getting rejected flat out. The higher the number of rejections you get, the higher the number of yeses you'll get. Rejection is a learning curve that forces us to look at why we got a no and what we can do differently next time to get a yes. I get through rejection by remembering that it's all part of the journey and that no one won the first time. Maybe I didn't win this time because of politics or because I wasn't good enough. I get through it by looking at it rationally and never letting it stop me. I don't let it get me down. Instead, I analyze what we can learn from it and how we can do better next time, and I move on. So quite powerful shit. This book, I would really recommend anyone it's a business book. It is on the back, it says, find your true purpose, design the life you want, develop productive habits, find a supportive mentor, make every day count. So it's one of those like self-help books, but it's actually a really easy read. And if anyone's just sort of wanting to get a little bit, think about what they need to prioritize, this book for me was great. So by Mick Spence, check it out. So that part there talking about rejection really resonated with me. And that's why I wanted to share it, because that's kind of made me thought, I'm not going to sit here and be petrified of going and just talking to some people because I'm scared of a no. There's another part in that book, and I couldn't find the page to read it exactly, but what it basically said is think about where you are now and think about where you are going to be in 5 years. If you say with this going out, handing the flyers out, you are going to be in the same spot now as you are in 5 years if you don't do it at all. If you don't do it now and in 5 years, you're going to be in the same spot. Where if you go out and do it and get all no's, no one takes the flyers, you're still going to be in the same spot. So you're not actually losing anything, All it is taking is a little bit of confidence just to go out there and just show people you're passionate. Hey, what are you guys up to this weekend? You guys into house music? Here's a new gig I'm running. I'm a DJ, just started running my own gigs. I'm from Sydney. I would love for you to come down and check it out. We've got vinyl DJs. If it's something you're into, it's free entry. Come check it out. So yeah, so that's my kind of attitude is I'm channeling that Mick Spence energy and just trying to just get out there and have a crack. So that's pretty much where it's at the moment. That was a lot to sort of spit out. I wanted to make this video semi-short. One final thing that we've been cracking on with a little bit is my partner, April. She is actually been helping me a little bit with the social media stuff. So she's helped me make a TikTok. I don't even use TikTok, but she's all over it. And yeah, she's been editing some videos from just some little bits that we got from last one and putting some stuff up on the TikTok. So check out the Freestyle Dance Party TikTok. But yeah, I guess the very last thing to mention, and I'm eating my own words a little bit from the last video, is budget. I don't know, but how I've managed to fuck the budget up this time. I talked about it and everything in the last one, and then I've just fucked it up. So this time around, I'm obviously paying 2 guests. So the first guest is my friend Dan. I'm paying him about $150 to play an hour and a half set. I'm paying Ransom $300 for a 2.5 hour set. This time around, we're paying a door girl because my partner April did the door last time and she didn't really get much time to mingle. And also she's kind of handling the social media stuff now. So I would more prefer her to be handy, doing some videoing and getting some content for the socials and stuff, filming and all of this stuff. So we've paid a door person, which is $200, and the DJ's $450. So $750 plus the artwork. It's like I've almost spent like $800 on this gig, but just by completely just letting it go. Like I just didn't think about it. So now my girlfriend April, she much prefers to play like heavier techno, but even now I've said to her, look, if you can just put some like house music, like I'm not even house, just some more chiller sort of stuff to early in the night. Can you play the next gig? We're all doing this to help each other out to save money. We're obviously happy to pay at one guest and we're happy to pay a door person, but we've got to get the artwork price down as well. So I've eaten my words a little bit on that. I don't know how it's happened. I've stitched myself up. So next, it's good. It's another learning experience. So that's basically where we're at. So we've covered the budget. We've covered what I've learned from that book. Need to be making some more human connections, connecting with Jerry, what I've learned about booking DJs, connecting to people on the street. And I basically go off on my little journey now of going to hand these flyers out. So I wanted to make this video before I go out and do it, mostly because I'm shitting myself. But also I'll come back after this and check in and sort of see how it went and kind of what I've learned or whatever.